3.2 is vertex of a parabola. So, the vertex form of a function would be basically this. Y equals a, open parentheses, x minus h, close parentheses, squared, plus k. The important thing here is that a is going to be anything but 0, and also x and k are going to be a coordinate of the vertex x, which is h minus k. If we literally just kind of expand this function, it's going to be y equals a, x minus, parentheses, minus b over 2a, the whole thing squared, plus c minus b squared over 4a. This is good to keep in mind. How this came out is going to be from here, and there are going to be times when we are going to need this. So just keep that in mind. If you look at an example here, okay, if we say that a is equal to -1, the function is going to basically be y equals -1, open parentheses, x minus 3 to the squared, and plus 3. Okay, if we take a look at the graph, as you can see, it's going to point upwards, and this is because a position, -1, is, well, negative. So if we just kind of put that in order, if the a position is negative, your graph is going to point upwards. So basically, if a was just 1, +1, then the graph would be upside down and kind of look like this. Yes, okay, moving on. Completing the square. So basically this is kind of the order you would need to know to complete the square. So if I just walk you through it, a, number 1, would be factoring the part of the equation with variable with the leading coefficient. So like this, if we have an example function of y equals 3x squared minus 18x plus 7, the first part would have to be factoring the part of the equation with variable with the leading coefficient, and in this case it would be 3. And the next part would be take the coefficient of the x and set it as square, or whatever you want to set it as, half and square of the coefficient. So you would half and square it. So it would be this part. So basically this square would be the half and the squared of the x. And then next c is minus the square from the concentrum. So it would be this part, and then simplify to get the vertex form. Basically, it would just be this. Yeah. Okay, next, moving on. How to solve word problems. Word problems, there are kind of 3, the most main. So the first one, if it says to find the maximum or minimum value, you would have to find the vertex k. And it's kind of like the same thing for the highest and lowest. You would find the k. And if it says when it hits the ground, then in this case you will find x-intercept or the zeros. And last but not least, when it says when does it reach a certain value, that's a typo, it's a certain value, k. It's literally telling you to find the k in our function as we've seen before. Where is it? Yeah, this k. Then what would you do? Let me just... What would you do? You will find the x-intercept or zeros of fx equals k. Okay, so that was 3.2, vertex of a parabola. Thank you.